Welcome back to Newsday. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the federal government has announced plans to regularize electricity tariffs in a bid to address disparities in the current billing system, as well as encourage investment in the power sector. Now, the Minister of Power, Dayo, made this known in Abuja during a public presentation of the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Nigeria Integrated Resource Plan. He said the government is considering this option over the slow pace of migration to Band A customers, which he attributed to the reluctance of distribution companies to make the necessary investments. Under the current structure, customers in Band B who enjoy 18 to 17 hours of electricity supply pay 63 naira per kilowatt hour, while those in Band A with only 2 hours more of supply are charged 209 naira per kilowatt hour. Well, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss this tariff increase plan and the need for a more holistic approach to tariff management and improvement in public power supply. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale, and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here as usual.
Yes, here we are again, Band A, Band B, Band C, Band Abandoned, Band Z. And now conversations are that all the other bands should be upgraded in terms of cost to something closer to what Band A is paying. What are your thoughts on this?
The issue is one of keeping suppliers of electricity in business, whilst at the same time making sure that electricity is affordable to those who need it. But somehow, we have not been able to get it right. Most times, people blame discos because they are the last contact with the customer. But you see, if you look at the issue, we are in a mess, literally. And it's an industry that requires a lot of investment. And a lot is coming in. But Nigerians are not idle or indolent people. Most people nowadays use generators. They use generators, big companies. Even banks, they have generators, alternative generators, fallback generators. Although all this, at the end of the day, translate into costs and prices that the consumer will have to pay. And that is what is making the economy heating up in terms of lack of purchasing power and lack of electricity. And you see, the way I see it, the government is trying to enjoy the best of two worlds.
Yep.
We are trying to go off fossil fuel, but at the same time, we are taking investment from EU and Germany for solar mini grids. About 200 are going to be supplied across this Benin-Lagos highway, where you have coastal cities, so that they can get it from the wind, from the Atlantic and all that. It is doing that, and it is getting money from the EU and UK on that, and Germany. And at the same time, it is trying to keep our grid functioning. But you see, the real fact is that our generating plants, our transmission lines, they are obsolete and old, and they need to be replaced. We need, generating lines, high voltage generating lines, which is what China has about the largest population in the world. But it fuels its electricity by getting power from dams in the remote areas and using high voltage lines to bring them to cities so that people can have light. But you see, in our case, I once laughed at a former speaker who said that if NEPA or the public utility for electricity is working well, what will the generator sellers, what will they eat? But obviously now, it seems the generator sellers have cornered whatever we are doing in the power sector. But most Nigerians nowadays who are in business, small-scale business, they have portable generators. That's how they are able to survive. And that is why, you see, at the end of the day, informal economy generates more than the money the money in the banks. and all that. So let's leave it at that for now.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, I appreciate profoundly that you highlighted that the generating lines are obsolete and need to be replaced. Now, what metrics should Nigerians demand to see improved before accepting this tariff hike that the the federal government is planning to implement on band B and C?
So that is the answer I've just told now. If they can't afford it, they generate their own electricity. How do you generate? You buy portable
No, but we have to accept this tariff increase.
It is the government, unless you want to ask government to. It has said the 50%, I mean, the increase in tariffs on the band A, band B is justified. The same thing in the telecommunications, they say it's justified. So you see, in a way, I think Nigerians are getting used to the fact that this government will keep on raising prices.
Isn't that a problem, Mr. Sobowale?
Hello?
Isn't that a problem that we're getting used to this constant
I would say it is our funeral.
increase?
It's our funeral, literally. But people are getting used to it. If you want to exist, you have business, you find an alternate source of power which you can afford, so you can earn your income. Because if not many people can afford all the price increases that are going on. Not many people can. But you see, Nigerians are versatile people. They just won't fold their hands and say government will kill them. They look for alternative sources. And people cut corners a lot in this country. That's why you see people don't get salaries for 3-4 months, and they eke out a living. How do they do it? I won't say it's their funeral, but they eke out a living. People are versatile. Because all these price increases, they are not affordable.
Exactly.
They are not affordable to people. But people must survive, and they are surviving. Let's leave it at that.
All right. Well, just to reinforce your point, the statistics that were shared at that power briefing yesterday were that 60% of industry is now operating off of the national grid. Now, in light of that, if we're seeing the commercial part of our economy going off the grid, then don't you think that there's some sort of rationale for the government to be motivated to subsidize electricity for private citizens?
That is how it should be. And that is why even the European Union, I've said it here before, when Russia cut the supply of electricity to Germany and to the EU nations, they subsidized electricity bills for their people. Although they say it's temporary, but they subsidize it for about 2-3 years. This is renewable maybe next year. I don't know why we are not doing it. I've always advocated a welfareist economy. And we have a mixed economy. But you see, in a democracy, I will keep on saying it, it is in the interest of government to make sure that life is easy for its people, that they have a reasonable purchasing power, that they are healthy and they are capable. It is when they are all that they can contribute to the economy and the economy can grow. But if you go out borrowing all the time and keep on saying that people should look forward to things getting better, they will, but in interim they must survive. They must survive. And Nigerians are versatile. Let me just put it at that. I won't say they are stupid, but I think they are versatile enough to know that they are in hard times and they find their way to make ends meet. But it is the duty of government to make life bearable for them.
Well, Mr. Sobowale, based on what you just outlined, it's clear that the government has failed in its duty because it's not making life easier
if people
for
cannot
us.
afford the basic things of life, then that's the fault of government. Government should see that.
But
You get me?
Yes.
But the essence of democracy is that the choice is before the people. You get me? At election time, either to re-elect or to have a new team. That's democracy. That's all.
So what do we do until the next election? What happens?
What do we
do?
What do you suggest we do?
You're our
Okay,
analyst.
if you are not happy with the government, we wait till the next election and vote it out.
What do we do before then?
You survive like many Nigerians as well. Are you not surviving?
Barely.
Nigerians are versatile people. They make ends meet. You get me? But again, it is the duty of government to make things affordable for Nigerians, to make power available to them, and to give them a reasonable purchasing power to eke out a decent living. Sam?
All right. Well, until then, Cynthia,
course.
to answer your question, we demand accountability. We continue to put pressure on them, especially as the fourth
Now
estate,
you got it.
to ensure that
You got it.
the right moves are made. Mr. Dayo Sobowale, always a pleasure to be in conversation with you. I wish you a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.